Hello and welcome to Compass Global Markets Weekly Update. I'm Tony Boyajian. Well, the silly season is upon us as we head into year end. We've seen the new US Fed Chair nominee, Jerome Powell, speak overnight. He sent a message of continuity and stability during his Senate testimony. He said we expect interest rates to continue to rise somewhat further and the size of the balance sheet to shrink. He also said the future cannot be known with any certainty, but what we do know is that Mr. Powell has been on the Fed board since 2012. He will replace Janet Yellen, the current Fed chair, in February 2018. And what we know is that the Fed chair is definitely changing. We're going from a Democrat, Janet Yellen, to a Republican in Jerome Powell, but policy isn't changing, and that's one of President Trump's considerations. Now, recently, existing Fed Chair Janet Yellen mentioned that inflation may not be transitory. In other words, inflation may not be temporary. What she's really trying to say is inflation will remain lower for longer, and that's one of the main reasons we've seen the US dollar index lower. It's trading at 2-month lows, and the US dollar is weaker across the board against all the major currencies. So the market is currently awaiting some further confirmation, if you like, as the recommencement of the US tax reform hearing takes place in the Senate. It takes place this Thursday. Although a resolution really isn't expected for the end of this year, and a lot of market commentators are now expecting no news until the first quarter of next year. So hence another reason why the US dollar remains on the back foot. Now, the market is currently pricing a 97% chance that we'll have a 25 basis point rate hike in the US next month on the 13th of December. Yet on Thursday this week, we will see the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, the PCE deflator number, come out. And that number has fallen this year in particular from 1.9% per annum to 1.3%. If it's another weak number, let's say below 1.5%, then it might be a pause for cause. They may refrain from hiking rates in December, even though the market is fully factored it in. Another reason that may see the US dollar sell off if that was the case. In terms of the Aussie dollar, we've seen the Aussie dollar bounce off last week's low. We had a 5-month low against the US at 75.3 US dollars. Its lift is due to some strengthening in commodity prices. In particular, we've seen iron ore prices jump by 15% just in the past month, and that's giving the Australian dollar a little bit of support around this 76 US cent level as the market awaits Thursday's deliberations in the US Senate regarding tax reform. Well, that's all for today's report. I hope you have a great week. Don't forget to watch our latest markets wrap every Thursday lunchtime on Sky Business News Channel 602.